Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing alright out there, and I hope all of you have had a wonderful week. Obviously y'all would have clicked on this video because yeah, like you would have seen what I'm doing and you wanted to obviously partake in the viewing of that. Beauty Forever hair, and it's a 20-inch closure with 3 24-inch bundles, and I've just washed it, so obviously it's mad thick, but we're gonna try and get it sleek. Obviously it's not going to take a lot of work because you guess what? The hair is good quality and it's going to be looking nice and sleek and dapper in no time. All I did was, when I finished washing it, I put a bit of mousse on the top and then put scarves all over the top of it so it can lay as flat as possible, because that's like the main important thing when you're trying to get your hair sleek. You want to make sure that obviously the head top itself is sleek AF. So that's what we did. And yeah, I'm just going to straighten it, but I'm going to leave the hair links in the description bar below so you guys can go check out their shop, see what the hair's like for yourself. And as you can see, like even from not like straightening it or touching it out, or apart from, you know, the head top that I made sleek or whatever, it's nice and thick. Like nobody wants 24-inch hair that's not thick. But for the rest of the video, we're going to be straightening my hair and talking about my celibacy journey. So if you guys aren't aware, yes, I have decided to embark on a celibacy journey where I decide to be celibate and keep my body to honor God. If you guys don't know what that is, that's basically what celibacy is. It's the decision to want to revoke all of your sexual desires and live a pure life. Yeah, until obviously you get married, because that's when God is like, yeah, go ahead, live your best lives. But until then, we're not living our best lives. Well, we are living our best lives, but not trying to live our best lives. So I'm just going to be talking about that. I have a celibacy video, a few celibacy videos on my channel, but each time I'm updating you. And obviously you guys said that you wanted to see it and just find out where I've been, especially since one of you guys asked me how my celibacy journey was going, and like my reply was a bit like I don't know, you tell me. So I'm just gonna be updating you guys. First off, I'm gonna start spraying my hair with heat protectant, ooh, because we don't want no damage to this ear. I'm gonna just separate it. I love when I could just separate the hair apart. Just make it so much more easier. For those of you who don't know, me and my boyfriend, we've been going out for almost 4 years now, and obviously we didn't start our relationship deciding to be celibate, and it wasn't until like maybe a year later, I even say a little less than that, like a year later, that we decided that maybe we should give it a try and decide to actually purposely live our lives for Christ, and obviously that be evident through our relationship. And so yeah, we just said, yeah, we're not going to be doing this sexing thing no more. We're going to be celibate. I would say one of the things that we are struggling with a lot right now is the things that happen outside of the actual physical act of sex. Some people ask me all the time, does that mean you guys don't like do everything that leads up to sex? Do you guys do that? And the answer is like, yeah, no. Like when you decide that you want to live a pure life, that means that anything that could be classed as like sexual immorality, like you basically revoke it until it's the time for you you and your partner to do them things. And obviously in Ecclesiastes it says that there's a time and place for everything, and obviously as a single person, my time right now isn't to be indulging in those kind of things. Yeah, like I said, like the things that we are struggling with right now is everything outside of that. So like having a pure mind, or just really deciding to not be carnal in our thought. And it's difficult because you live in the world and everything that you see revolves around like sex or impurity in that sense. So you watch TV shows, people having sex on TV, or you'll be scrolling on Twitter and like there's just porn on Twitter, and it's like you're running away, you're trying at least to run away from these things, and like they're just there in your face. And I feel like as a result, it's very hard for my mind to stay like virginated. It's very hard for it to stay like focused on like the right things. Even sometimes I feel like I should be, at least my speech should be reflecting purity and, you know, reflect what's in my heart. And then sometimes I could just be having some not nice things to say, like pretty dirty things to say, because guess what, my heart is full of like dirty thoughts. And obviously when you start talking in a specific manner to someone that you really care about, certain things ensue. And when those certain things ensue, you're like, wait, hold on, I should stop. But you know you don't want to, because you started to obviously listen to your flesh at this point. And when you start fulfilling your flesh, all you're doing is giving it strength. When you give it strength, that means you're not giving strength to your spirit. So you're like to yourself, oh, I'm struggling with this, but you're not making any attempts to close those cracks. The enemy works with cracks, and any crack that he can see, he's gonna work with it. He's gonna make it known that, okay, this is my avenue, this is how I'm gonna get to you. And I feel like that's what's just been happening in my celibacy journey right now. And I feel like I'm just rambling on, but yeah, I hope that's making sense to you. Like, the cracks are what I'm struggling with right now. And I feel like recently as well, I've been struggling a lot with, will I talk about that now? No, when I've overcome it, I'll come back and speak about it, because it's something I'm still struggling with now. There's no point in me bringing it up if I'm not like through it. But lust for me right now is being manifested in different ways aside from just having sex before marriage. And that's the difficult part, trying to keep a lid on the other forms of lust and keeping a lid on the other things that contravene your purity. Because I think a lot of us seem to think that celibacy is all about a journey of not having sex before marriage, but it's also like a journey of other things as well. It's the journey of the mind, journey of the heart. It's very easy to focus on one thing within that spectrum and neglect the rest. And like I said, that's a crack, an easy crack for the enemy to exploit, and that's what needs not to happen. Even whilst I've been dealing with all of this, there remains like a lot of impatience in terms of like, I'm not going to be able to do any of this stuff until like I'm married. And in my head I'm like, when is that even going to be? Like, that could be when I'm 30, that could be when I'm 60, that could be like whenever. And I just don't want to pay mind to any of those things, because in this journey of celibacy, there are things that the Holy Spirit wants you to learn, and there are things that he wants you to take a hold of whilst you're still single. Because in God's eyes, you're not, the only time you're not single is when you're married to someone. So even though I have a boyfriend, to God, I'm still single. So in that time, he really just wants me to learn things. Like, I think I've spoken about this in another video before, what celibacy actually breeds and what it actually helps with, and the kind of mindset that becomes formed as a result of celibacy. And I don't want to miss out on all of that just because like I have a fleshly desire to boink. You know what, I'm gonna complete half of the other side, then I'm gonna come back when I've got like a little less left, because yeah, I don't want to run out of things to say and my hair not be done. So I'll be back. Okay, so I'm more or less like halfway through the hair, so I said I'll come back. Okay, so like in terms of like an update as well, I think the reason why, in fact, I'm not going to go for the reason why I'm struggling. I already know the reason why I'm struggling. The things that have made our celibacy journey hard so far has been the fact that whilst I was at uni, I wasn't coming home regularly, so I never really like got to see him regularly, and sometimes whilst we were away from each other, like we would just argue. So that meant like when we saw each other again, like, you know, you want to make up with one another, but I guess our idea of making up, it wasn't the most appropriate as young Christians that want to pursue this journey. And like, that means because of that, there were sacrifices that had to be made that we just, that should have been taken but we didn't want to take. For example, okay, I don't get to see you often, so you're gonna come and spend time with me in Canterbury, but we know if we spend time with each other in Canterbury, that means you have to sleep in my bed. And if we haven't seen each other for a long time and you're coming to Canterbury to visit me and you're sleeping in my bed, we know where this is going to lead to. Do you think you get me? Like things like that, and you need to make a sacrifice towards them, but we just didn't want to make the sacrifice. And obviously that's not the right thing to do, because afterwards, like, you feel like crap anyway, and you're just like, oh god, I'm sorry. And I think the second thing was our love languages. What we actually, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but very early on in our relationship, we took the love languages test, just to figure out how that person loves and vice versa. And one of my partner's languages is physical touch, and he always says it himself, like, listen, my language is physical touch, I can't help it, but it's no excuse, because there are other ways of physical touch that, you know, that you could engage in without actually it being impure. So for example, maybe like a cheeky hug. Cheeky hug is nice. And these are obviously things that we've spoken about, so like we know where we're going wrong, and we know like how to rectify the problem. It all once again comes down to discipline. Like, who wants to be disciplined enough for God? Who wants to put his will first before like their own selfish desires? That's literally all what it will always come down to. Even if you're not struggling with lust and you're struggling with other areas in your life, like, it will always come down to, are you willing to be disciplined enough to shun your flesh for God's will? Or what is it like, what you going with? Do you know what I mean? Every time like I do these updates, like, I know what I want to talk about, but I get very shy coming on to speak about certain issues, but I know it helps you guys so much to speak about them. But I feel like there's some things I don't want to speak about, because it's like, they're my personal. And yeah, it's a lot of courage to come online and obviously speak about them. So obviously there are some things that I'm just not going to speak about. I mean, in due time, if the Holy Spirit pushes me to speak about them, then I will, but for now there's no push for me to speak about them, so I won't. Even in terms of like accountability partners, guys, I don't think I've been very honest with my accountability partners. Like, they could ask me, is everything alright? And I'm just like, when you say alright, what kind of alright do you mean? Like, and it's like I'm not completely honest with them, which I know is completely wrong, because they're meant to be there to actually help me. A lot of you guys actually were saying, oh, like, you commend me, we commend you for coming here and like being open about your celibacy journey and whatnot. And we definitely need like a support group. And it's true, like, I really do feel like we need a support group as women, because it's so hard to stick to what we ought to be doing as young Christians, like how we ought to be protecting ourselves as young Christians. Oop, this is hot on my head. Look how sleek this side is. This side is sleek AF. And yeah, like, obviously when you care about someone, like, you wanna show them how much that you care about them. Obviously that's just not the way to do it as a young Christian, but you find yourself doing it because obviously it's just like part of the culture of the world. And every day I have to make a conscious decision to ask God to actually renew my mind, so it doesn't conform to the patterns and customs of the world, and that it obviously matches and mirrors his customs. Because it's very easy to tell someone you're celibate, someone that doesn't believe in what you're doing, and they're just like, well, that doesn't make any sense, everyone else is doing the deed, why aren't you doing the deed? Like, that's just silly. Like, or they'll just find ways to discourage you. And if you're not strong in the mindset that God has given you, then you're very easily going to be like, well, it's true, you know, like everyone else my age is doing the deed. Like, why am I waiting? What for? Like, no one waits anymore anyway. I'm sure you could be a good person and wait and not wait, which is true. You can still be a good person and not wait, but it's all about like what God wants. And it's all about, once again, like, are you disciplined enough to want to say that, yeah, like, God, I know that you know what's best for me, so I'm going to relinquish everything I know to be true and follow you, because you know the reason why you're asking us to do this. Like, I can't see past this very present moment right here. I can't see past that, and I know that you have what's best for me in store. Like, you're not just gonna ask me to wait. You're not just gonna ask me to have a pure mind for no reason. Like, with you, there's a reason for everything. It's not just cause. And the Bible provides all these answers for us. They might not be as explicit as we think, but God has sent a lot of people around us even. Oop, let's get that again. God has sent a lot of people to us, maybe individually as us groups, to help us and remind us why we're doing what we're doing. It's obviously not just for fashion, and it's not just for play. It's not just cause, it's for a multitude of reasons. Like, obviously reasons that I have put down in that video. I'll probably link it down below so you guys can obviously see it. But that's where I am with the celibacy journey. I'm going to continue to keep going because I want to encourage people, and I want to like just do what God has asked me to do more than anything. I want for when it's time for him to say to me, like, well done, my good and faithful servant. I don't want to give away all that he has gifted me because I'm having these selfish desires that, you know, later on can be fulfilled, but I just couldn't wait and I wasn't patient. So yeah, this is the hair. Now guys, it's sleek AF. Still thick and full. Let's get it to go like this. Still sleek and full and long. I kind of cut a bit of it. Still sleek, full and long. Especially from what it was before. Like, guys, I'm impressed. And this is hair that I've washed as well, so it's obviously nice and fresh, but it's still got that body. Oh yeah, come on, get into this. Look at it. It's just so nice. When you've got good hair, like, you just feel good in general. I hope that this update got you thinking about like your own journey. If any of you are celibate, then like, I pray that the Holy Spirit helps you through your journey, because it's not an easy one. And obviously those of you that are celibate, put encouragement down below, because I don't just want to be the only one that's encouraged. I want other people to be encouraged as well. So put down your encouragements down in the comment section so we could all read it and feel encouraged on this journey. And I guess any of you that are actually thinking about becoming celibate, put down questions that others and I can obviously answer, and yeah, just get interacting down below. And I will see you guys for another video next time. Bye.